One of the problems with the government that we really have right now is the fact that they're just weak and ineffectual. And that's not me being biased or anything, it's just there. It's very much there. And part of the problem also is that nobody's checked. We see on a daily basis all of these people coming into the country totally unvetted, and they are able to access all of the freebies that really are given to those people coming in, whether that be free healthcare, deluxe hotels, everything from mobile phones. Of course, all the naysayers will say that's not true. If you see these people wandering up and down, they've got the latest clothes on, the latest designer phone. Where did they get that from, given they chucked their phone in the channel? You get the picture. But now, of course, there's a bigger kickback because they're coming up with these ideas of immobility. Oh yes, let me explain. Morning, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today, and as ever, welcome one and all. Nice to see you. I get very angry with stories like this, and I like to share them with you for the simple reason that the real people who have disabilities, who have, through no fault of their own, illness comes on, or they're unable to work anymore, there's lots of them around, and they can't get out, but they'd like to carry on working, but in a sort of maybe reduced form, whether that be charitable work or helping out as a volunteer, something like that. People just need to feel needed and wanted. But of course, there's always the ones that want to play the game. And it's interesting what's developed over here recently, particularly since we've had the new government, because what you're finding out is this, that all of these people have now increased in their inability to go to work. And this can be anything from mental health to anxiety, all of that sort of stuff. Now, I'm not knocking that. I know genuinely it can get people. But again, of course, people know how to play the system. Let's be honest, if you're going to a new job or you're starting a new line of career, we're all nervous, we're all anxious. It's just human, isn't it? It's life. But you can't suddenly put that down and say, I can't go to work because of it. No, that's life. You get over it. The biggest now, literally, problem that they have is this. You see the increase in the use of mobility cars. And I don't know if you saw this, but the mobility cars when I was a kid, I'm sure you'll remember, if you remember over here in the United Kingdom, they were a very special sort of blue. And but they're like a three-wheeler Robin Reliant, and people knew what they were. I actually thought it was a good thing because it made you respectful of that person if they were on the road. Perhaps they couldn't drive as well as the other people, so you had a little bit more respect. But no, the new mobility cars can be anything from a choice that people get to pick, right? And you think, well, hang on a minute, if you're immobile, surely there should be just one standard car for one group of people. No. Now, here's where this gets interesting. It just goes to show how weak that particular office and government truly are. You see, the bigger picture is this, right? What they've decided to do is that you can pick a car that you fancy. Now, the kickback from the opposition is all cars should look like this, or thereby they should have a huge sign on saying mobility. Now, whether you like this or not, it does in fact say to people, that is a cause, you've got to be careful, maybe if they're driving or they need assistance when they get to the supermarket or the doctors. What's wrong with that? Now, the problem is, of course, a lot of the people that are now booking these mobility cars don't have an issue. In fact, it turns out when they did many tests on people that suddenly had evaporated. No, they could move quite freely now, but of course they still needed the car. And when you dig a lot deeper into these stories of just how ineffectual the government are, if you can't genuinely access a mobility car or maybe a walker or a mobile scooter, that's because a lot of the people coming in are getting them long before you, whatever people say. And there's literally nothing being done. Oh yes, they'll say we're clamping down, but remember they were clamping down on the migrants, one in, one out. So far, despite the massive press conference, nothing has happened, because guess what? The lawyer intercepted, and guess what? Keir Starmer, an ex-lawyer himself, never thought this could happen. You see how they play you? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.